Morning traders, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So we are still mucking around in this area here with lots of indecision. I suppose sellers are still in control when you look at the tails of the upside. But as I said last week, if you look at those patterns that happened at the turn, we have a very similar setup at the moment. The only difference is the volatility is far greater than what it was when we turned down. My oscillators and everything are grouping to the downside. The weekly oscillators are coming nicely for a really decent move back to the upside. So we are extremely oversold at the moment, and I think that is the way I will be trading this. At this stage, if we look at the 3 hour, we can see pretty much a range at the moment. Top of our range is there. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. Okay, and our bottom of range is pretty much there. Okay, so bottom of range at the moment is 8236 and top of range is 9166. So it's a fairly large range, but I think anything off the top is worth shorting, anything off the bottom is worth going long on. And that's kind of the structure that I can see at the moment. The other thing that I would strongly suggest at the moment is you can see how the chaos is happening at the moment with the 1 hour chart. There's no real direction. We are going sideways, and this is going to continue for a couple of months still, I think, unless we have some sort of miracle that happens shortly. But I think for the next, at least the remainder of this month and probably most of next month, I think this is what's going to happen. If you start drilling down to sort of a 12 or 15 minute chart, that's the area that you're going to see opportunities. Now this spike here, this was the announcement from the Feds that they were pumping more money into the market. Markets rallied and then immediately came back to where they were. Okay, so it wasn't really taken in that much. And the thing is about these things, when you see these massive spikes at the moment, don't try and chase them. Rather wait for a decent setup coming up. And you can see there was kind of a little setup that brewed here. Never trust the first pullback, wait for the second pullback. There was a second pullback, and there was some structure forming there. Okay, now your levels are extremely important. You can see there was a Brooks gap there. You can see we basically bought off that gap and rallied a bit. Okay, so for me today, I think the futures market right now is DAX futures is up 4% at the moment. Okay, so we are talking about 9140 as where price is right now, and that is going to be probably close to the top of the range, if not the top of the range, or up the range. Yep. Just below the top of range at the moment. Okay, so that's where price is at the moment. Expect a gap up. I wouldn't want to chase along, wait for some structure. So wait for the market to open, wait for the first hour of pre-market trading to get through, and then have a look at it to see if there's some structure that you can do. Remember, the reality of the situation is any setup on a 5 minute can net you 100 to 200 points fairly quickly on the DAX. And that is a pretty good risk to reward structure that you'll be able to pick up as well. Okay, so for me, probably 5 minute chart is the best way to go. I'll probably use the 6 minute chart, but 6 minutes, and look for your levels of something like the hour and the 15 or 12 minutes chart, even the half hour if you want, and that's what you want to be doing. So you can see here, there's a 6 minute Brooks gap. Look what happened here, straight off that level. Okay, so that's my advice for you today, is really just trade the structure that you see. Don't try and chase along at the open. Wait for some kind of a pullback and then get into it for any long. Any breakup is worth chasing because there is a gap to the upside as well. You're not going to see it on the 5 minutes. You'll see there's a massive gap to the upside, which is an extremely strong magnet at the moment. And that is probably fairly close to the range break height. That's 400 odd points. Okay, so volatility is going to continue. So I think break down to the low time frames and don't pay too much attention to your high time frames. I think focus on your 12, 15-minute charts for your trend, and then trade with the 5, 6, or even the 3-minute chart, and keep your stops really tight. Anyway, that's my view on the DAX today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.